Hi, this reading is for Veronica. Veronica, thank you for choosing me to do your reading today. I am going to start off by going through your card spread, and then I will get to the couple of questions that you asked for your reading. I appreciate your patience. Let's jump right into it. So it does seem that you are starting to, get some mastery over your emotions without letting things get to you to the level that they were before. Life does seem like it continues to throw curveballs your way, but having gone through as much as you have, it does seem you are gaining the stability and the practice through that to be able to navigate those challenges without reacting as deeply or as emotionally as you have in the past. It's less reactive, and you're more calculated in how you go about handling these things. It does seem like you're learning to set some firm boundaries with people. In the past, especially when people came to you with sob stories and things like that, you truly reacted from your heart because you are a really good person. But now, before you just jump in, it seems like you're putting some time in to think about what exactly they're saying to you before you jump in to do something. Because it does seem like people often come to you for a lot of advice in regards to things. You have a lot of knowledge, and also you are very empathetic. So it does seem like you no longer feel like you have to just immediately jump in and fix them or save them from whatever it is that they're going through. And that because you're able to do that when you walk away from these situations, you have less strain on yourself, and you're able to hold some of your own peace. Now, as far as challenges going on with you right now, it does seem like somebody may not be fully candid with you, and you may not even be aware of some kind of deception that's taking place right now. I really want you to look out for sneaky behavior. Listen to your own intuition. If it doesn't feel right, it's something that you need to really keep an eye on. You need to be aware that you can't also do everything yourself and all at once. You kind of need to start directing your focus on just taking a few tasks on at a time. And by doing so, that's going to move you closer to your goals and where you want to be. I apologize. My kids are home from school. School's out for the summer, so we're going to do our best here. You can accept, some duties, of course, but, you can't take on everything, and you have this tendency to take on a lot more than what you really should for yourself and for other people. But in regards to your own things that you're trying to get done, I do want you to start looking for little shortcuts with stuff. It seems like you kind of dutifully follow like this set process of this is how it's supposed to be done. And you can find some little hacks in there, and that's definitely going to get the process flowing smoother for you, make things happen faster in the ways that you want them to. And that's just going to move you towards your goal a lot faster. As far as things that are behind you, this is your recent past. It does feel like you're inadequately prepared for the battles that you were forced to face. And I know that to be true from, the bits and pieces that I know. It does feel like, all of this was blocking your path from being able to move forward. All the emotion and the stun factor kind of left you a little shell-shocked and unable to move forward in your path. But, in these challenges, you did learn about your own self-confidence, again, with, setting boundaries with people and things. You did learn to hold your ground more and learn to stay more persistent. You found courage to carry on, and you found strength to overcome and move ahead. So these things happened, and you learned during that process, as painful as they were. Now for you with going ahead, there is another period of growth available to you. And what I need to tell you is that you can't play it safe. You've had a lot of things happen, so I know you probably aren't ready to jump in and take a bunch of risks, but if you stay in your comfort zone, nothing's going to happen. Now, along with that, I want you to be prepared that with some of the things you're setting out to do, I do see that there's going to be some delays in the timing of them happening, or even some blockages in some plans that you've made. And I know that can make you feel frustrated and want to stop from moving forward with it. And it's okay if you decide to do that. But as you make plans for things, I want you to be prepared for potential setbacks. Make a risk assessment, write it down ahead of time, kind of understand what you might face and what you're setting out to do, and write down some strategies to try to avoid things that might get in your way, or what you will do if those plans come to a total halt. Subconsciously, you might be setting unrealistic expectations for yourself. You're really ambitious right now about your goals, but sometimes some things are out of immediate reach. So don't get swept up in the hype of especially other people's plans for you and ideas for you in your life. Spirit is pretty adamant that I deliver that message in that way. People aren't always going to be reliable, so you're really going to have to rely on yourself. Now, consciously, you are aware that you're still going through this significant time of transformation, not transportation, and life upheaval. There's just a lot of rapid changes that have happened and continue to happen. And while this is an unsettling time, even still, although it is getting much better for you, I really want you to continue to trust in the process of things, and know in the end this is best for you. By staying tuned into your own intuition, I do feel like that will help you see your way through this. That's just something I want you to really work on, relying on more and more, rather than other people and other people's advice. Do what feels right for you. Now, as far as advice goes, you are exploring a lot of what you want to manifest. You have these ideas that you haven't taken these actions on yet. I want you to pay close attention to little opportunities as they pop up, because they're going to pop up. And these little opportunities, these are like the little breadcrumbs that are going to lead you towards the goal that you're trying to reach. That's the way Spirit's going to lead you through this. People. Again, I feel like there is this deceptive person in your life. This is somebody who probably started playing a more significant role during your time of loss, when you were in that, not that you're ever out of the grief period, but when you were in those really intense little beginning pieces of the grief period, that they started playing a more significant role around you. This is somebody who's pretty confident in themselves. They came in to help, but they're actually pretty manipulative. They're the type of person that enjoys the power that they had over you, making the decisions for you and handling the daily little things for you during that time period. So if there's somebody like that that you can think of, I want you to be very, very cautious with this person, because they really do enjoy that power, and they're going to have a hard time letting go of that, especially the more that you're baby stepping into your own power and relying less and less on them. So They're really somebody focused on more of what they can give rather than they can give back. And they're so manipulative that they mask and hide that very well. So please be careful with this person. Now, as far as your hopes and fears go, you are full of hope. Again, with these ideas for your future, these plans for your future, you have a lot of different stuff that you're throwing around, and you have a lot of that I could do anything energy, which is awesome. Your fear, though, is whether you can keep up with that energy. So again, I really want you to break it down into small pieces. Small pieces is going to be really key for you for a lot of things. Little bits, well-planned little bits. And so if you continue on the path that you're on, it does feel like in a year from now, a lot of these ideas of the life that you want to have are going to start to fall into place. You know, you're going to spend this next year continuing to gather your resources and try to get the ball rolling with things. So a lot of this is going to manifest and is going to happen for you. I do feel like if you move, it's going to be local. I feel like within this next year, you're going to become so much more rooted and grounded in what you have built in your community and your friends and family and supports around you, that you're not going to be really all that willing to leave that familiarity at this point. You know, there's the free will part that factors into that, and if you do opt to move out of state or out of your area, I feel like you're going to turn around and go right back. It would be a very, very temporary thing for you. And so that answers one of the questions as far as you moving. Again, I do feel like you could move within your area outside of the town that you're based in. That's a good possibility, but I don't feel like this is going to be out of state. And if you were to move out of state, again, it would be a return trip. As for the person who ghosted you, this person has some anger, jealousy. I almost want to say Scorpio, with some of the stuff that's coming in with this person. Very intense. There's this intense other layer to this person. If he's not a Scorpio, I would almost say like Gemini, twin, or Virgo. It's one of those three, very intense energy. He's very self-absorbed at times, and it's not because he has this huge self-esteem and this huge ego where he's just like, oh, I'm so wonderful. No, it's because he's one of those type of people that self-sabotages. So what happens with him has nothing to do with you. That's just a pattern that he has where he inadvertently self-sabotages and hurts others during his nonsense and backs off and runs and flees. And that situation ending was really a blessing. So say thank you to Spirit. You will find love again. This person comes in with 7 connected, which is weird because normally I get a letter and not a number. So this could be either that you meet in July, they're born in July, or they're going to enter your life in about 7 months. I feel like this person is someone who you are going to feel very familiar with the second they start coming around. It's going to be very comfortable, very familiar. You're going to be like, I feel like I've known you my whole life. That type of energy. Almost brotherly, caretakey, but at the same time, very much not so. So that's what I have into that so far. I would very much like to do a mediumship session for you. Today, obviously, not the best day. As I told you, there's a million things going on and I have to head to work in a little bit. I really would like to do a mediumship session for you. I feel like I could. Your significant other who's on the other side, as well as the female who we've talked about in the past they did come around and come through when I was trying to tune in. So I feel like that will be an easy session. It's just very draining for me to try to do that before work. But I do want you to know that they came through. Even if that little bit, is all I can offer to you, that they're there and they're around you and they're very much aware. So I love you lots, and we'll talk soon. All right, bye-bye.